All right, we have some positive news for an Alita sequel, or the possibility of an Alita sequel. Finally, it's been a while, but we know uh, that Rodriguez had mentioned before that he was hoping the show Book of Boba Fett. I'm sorry, I forgot the name of it. The Book of Boba Fett would be a success, and then that would help him in negotiating with Disney for an Alita sequel. Now he has said again that he and Jim Cameron are still interested. They're still talking about an Alita sequel, so that is confirmation that they want it. And this was in an interview with the Hollywood Reporter. He says, this was released today, by the way. There's the date, December 16. Let's scroll down to. There are some other interesting things in here. If you can read, if you're a Star Wars fan, I um, I got something out of it personally, but I'm going to try to keep it to Alita for this video. Now, um, I'm sorry, I saw all the way down basically. I think this is it here. As Rodriguez tells it, his Lucas-inspired segue into digital filmmaking eventually led to getting hired to direct writer-producer James Cameron's long gestating passion project Alita Battle Angel in 2019, a live-action anime adaptation that was widely praised for its CG work, at least not by the Academy. They snubbed it completely. So, but it was recognized by the VFX Society and I forgot maybe a couple others, but the Academy snubbed it. So anyway, reading on. Um, and became the biggest production ever shot in Texas. So these are the words of Rodriguez. John saw, he's talking about John Favreau. John saw Alita, and that got me into Mandalorian. I think it's cool that John I almost wanted to call him John Landau, that John Favreau saw Alita, and I think he must have been impressed with that film. He must have liked it a lot, and I'm glad he did. So who knows? Maybe John can join the push for us. I don't know. So John saw Alita, and that got me into Mandalorian. Rodriguez says, but the only reason I started doing high tech filmmaking way back when in Austin of all places was because of George. Now that wasn't exactly the part of this that I was looking for, but let me scroll down here, see if I can find it. Okay, it's here. I actually did. Why didn't I zoom in? I should have zoomed in. Let's come on, zoom, zoom. Can you work? Okay, that didn't. No, that's not what I wanted. All right, forget it then. I can't zoom for some reason. All right, looking forward, Rodriguez has recently finished filming an action thriller Hypnotic, starring Ben Affleck. He's developing a modern-day female-led Zorro reboot directed by his sister, Rebecca Rodriguez. His whole family is just everybody's doing something. He also recently signed an overall deal with HBO Max and has partnered with Cindy Dime, probably Center Dime, to relaunch his self-curated El Rey cable channel, which focused on indie genre titles as a streaming service. A much speculated Alita sequel also is still possible. Jim and I talked about it recently. These are the words of Rodriguez. Jim and I talked about it recently, and we're still very interested. He says, I told him, let me deliver Boba Fett or Boba, and then let's figure out a pitch. So they are going to pitch an Alita sequel to Disney. We um, need to make sure, if we can, to tune in and try to make it a success. I think that would be in our best interest, but it's good to know that they are actively pursuing a way to make it happen. As far as adaptations go, theirs is pretty much the the gold standard for anime adaptations. Well, I guess you can name Speed Racer as well. That was a very good movie. So it's right up there with Speed Racer, if not better. And so I think that's a very, very small company, and that's something that they can definitely bring to the table when debating, not debating, but when negotiating with Disney or pitching to Disney. But we could definitely help out. Well, number one, we can sign a sequel petition, right? That would help out. I'm going to put a link to that in the description. If not, you can find it on the blog anyway, the Leader Army blog. But um, as far as other things go, there's also the the um, the campaign that Enigma Seeker wanted to get everybody on board with, and that is to get Netflix to show Alita Battle Angel on its platform. I think that's a long shot, but you can still try it. I'll put a link to that video in the description explaining how to do that and explaining more about his idea. And then one other thing is that, well, our campaigns to raise attention for Alita, such as billboards and everything, are useful. But right now, we've kind of just been on hold because, well, we were hoping to fulfill some of the past campaigns that we did. Well, we met our end, especially with Open Bionics. We fulfilled our end. We gave the funding. We are still waiting for them to finish the process of selecting a recipient for the arm. And last we heard, they had narrowed it down to a certain state, and we were expecting to hear back from them recently, but we haven't heard from them yet. So it's hard to go forward with other plans to raise money for billboards and things like that when we we still have some things that we would like to make good on first. Um, but if people want to, we can always try to try to do something else anyway. Another billboard, or who knows, maybe even fly a banner around somewhere. But where would we fly these days? Since everything is pretty much, what, I'm not gonna say the word, but the what has kind of thrown everything off, and people aren't outside like they used to be, and so that's a that's an issue we have to work around. Um, so I don't really know, but if people show interest, if people want to go for it and try to make some noise right now, then to be honest, I'm not completely against that. So, I guess it depends on how big it is. If we can keep it small, that'd be great too. Small and targeted, and at Disney, and effective basically, then yeah, I wouldn't really be opposed to that. So we can talk about it. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have for this video. So thank you all for, sorry about the notification. Should have turned my phone off. So thank you all for listening. Talk to you later.